Good morning, game changers and soul warriors. Well, morning my time, whatever time it is for you, that is a time I am saying hello, welcome, what is up? Good to see you. At least you can see me. My name is Juniper Bloom Mystique. I am an ascension master, master healer, and divine guide. I am a little different, little unique. Okay, we all are, but I'm not kidding you when I tell you I brought about the ascension. Okay. Both of those are very relevant. There's lots of portal paintings, but that one is quite unique. That was when I went through 7D. It's filled with Christ light. It is supposed to be somebody's entrance into 7D. So that is who I am. I've done it over the years from clearing Mount Shasta, which was a very big deal. And I talked about part 2 on that yesterday. And a lot of people kind of missed that one so far, but there was some very important information in there. So the final decision has been made. That's what Spirit is saying. The final decision has been made. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today and what that means and what the heck they're talking about a little bit. Okay. But also, what does it mean to be the one who brought about the ascension? I've activated pyramids all over the world. I moved back the light to where it should be, and then some. Okay, Mount Shasta was a false entity. I've talked about that. If you have done healings there of any kind, you did not heal into the light, you healed into the shadow. And it is imperative that you purge that at this time. But unfortunately, I don't know if people are going to hear that in time. Okay. Because I finally eliminated all of what it was. And then I moved the triangle with the eye back to Fiji. Fiji is now the root chakra again, as it once was originally. And it also is the portal of God. So there's a pyramid under the water there that I activated and did so much more there. Okay. California has been cut off from life support. I've said this many, many times. Now, when I did part 2 of Mount Shasta, I completely cracked all of California and it dropped into the water like so many inches, and then the waves came. And that is what I saw during the workshop that I did for Mount Shasta. Okay. I just did that one on Saturday, I believe. On the 22nd is what Spirit called for my DM to show up. Now, he didn't choose love. Okay. He chose fear. I don't know. I just know a final decision has been made. I don't know what choice he made, but I want to talk to you guys about that. Okay. Because in the ascension, we must choose love. You must choose love every time. You mustn't choose fear. You mustn't choose ego. All right. And it can run rampant. It can really try to hook you, because the ascension, the return of Christ, which I brought about through many, many things, from clearing the Nile, you guys, it's not a joke. Okay. The things that I do are actually playing out in your collective environment. It's just everybody doesn't want to see the truth. They want to see the falsehoods. A lot of people are engulfed in that. Okay. I also talked about the fact that the work I do is in the Akashic records, and I can actually see the creator sending out the messages. So there's a video I want to show you guys that I found today of another gentleman that popped into my energy, and literally he said exactly what I said. Okay. So people are reading it. People are aware, but I talked about, Mount Shasta on my other page on Facebook, and somebody unfollowed. And what that is telling me is they are knee deep in the shadow. Okay, because what is coming your way is a mass awakening of truth. I've caused it. That was part of Mount Shasta part 2. We needed that balance. It took me a lot to clear it. It was painful, but I did it. Okay. And when I did that, I returned the moon to its rightful state and the sun, and they were energetically combined and reading each other again, like they always should have been, which was also part of Sekhmet and Horus. I was Sekhmet in another lifetime. They told me this when I activated Ecuador, and then they said it again when they had me clear the Nile. I didn't call these things forward. I was following my nudges to do certain healings, and they would always come through me and to me and happen in workshops. You guys, this isn't a joke. It's very real. It was very painful for me to bring all this about. It changed my life, but it was also my awakening. Okay, so it literally plays out on this channel. All of my workshops almost have been already uploaded to this channel. Mount Shasta part 1 was uploaded. I have not uploaded part 2. It was very emotional for me because my DM was supposed to show up for that one, but they are saying a choice has been made. Okay. A choice has been made for the DM, and a choice has been made for the entire collective soul. And that's what they're saying. Okay. A choice has been made. Now, I kind of want to tune into the energies of this week ahead for you as well. But then I also want to show you this video of this gentleman that I found. Okay, it's very important because he reflects upon everything that I said. I talk about the 13 gates, not 12. I talk about the book of Revelations. I talk about the Bible from the time of Jerusalem, which is the one that you want to pay attention to. I have been bringing about revelations. I brought about the apocalypse of John. I talked about how Jesus really died. I talk about the Ankh and how it is the only true cross and what happened to our cross and why they present it the way they do. All of this has happened on my channel. Okay, so I encourage you guys to stick around, to subscribe, and to watch the videos. Okay, because it's not just about me, it's about you. Okay, it's not about fear. Remember, if you see through fear, fear is not of God, and that is what they used for the V. That is what they constantly use against you. So let go of fear. You are empowered. You are a very powerful soul who creates your reality. And that's why they've done to you what they've done to you. Okay, so it's time to take your power back, my friends. All right, it is absolutely unequivocally time to take your power back. But they are saying a choice has been made. A choice has been made. So I'm going to tune in and see what else they're saying here. Malichai is coming through. I will channel him through for you. Greetings, dear ones. I am Malichai. I am coming through with a message from the Divine One. Something big has occurred. A decision has been made, and it will affect all of you. All of your decision, your life path has been solidified. You are either choosing light or you are choosing something else that is not light. Big changes are happening now to you and are about to come through. Some may call this the calm before the storm. A very important decision has been made in what was the final hours, as this one has already told you. It is important to give space to allow things unfold for you and to make the choices in love each time along the way. For if you do not choose love, things will make choices for you, and it may not be what you truly desire in your heart. If you cannot feel your heart, it is time to work your way to that space. Allow love to guide you. Allow love to free you, for this is awakening of another kind. These things have never been done before. It is very important that you understand this. It is not anything you can expect. There is nothing you can predict. Things are already coming. You cannot stop this either. This is because most people have chosen against the one. This is the day of reckoning. It has already begun. Your fate and your future has been decided by you and you alone. You are the only one who can make those choices. The choice is yours. You must flow with the choice you made, for the final decision has already been made and solidified. You will soon see this play out, and so will the one I am speaking through today. She does not know what is coming her way. A choice has been made that will affect you all. Keep in mind, it is of love and light. Do not bring judgments here or against her or yourself in any way, for that is not of God. This is a change in tides, a change in perspective, and it is removing your masks and that of the collective soul away. You must see the truths now, for they will either divide you or guide you. The choice is yours. Be diligent in your choices. Work inward out. Do not assume you know where people are coming from, because they can fool you. Allow the divine light to guide you in all that you do, or the one I am speaking through will have no choice but to cut you off. For she is the one who carries the light. She is the one who determines the plight. Have a good day. You didn't expect that. Hang on. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to watch that back. I did not expect that. Okay. They want me to pull a challenge card too for a challenge that is coming up for you. All I know is choices have been made. I feel that. I feel that in my heart. A choice has been made. Okay. They're not telling me what that means, but that includes all of you. So I remember at the end of last week, I kept saying it's the final hours. The final hours to make your choice, and a choice has been made. Okay. So what is the challenge everybody needs to focus on this week? And I will start to do a guided healing exercise very soon. I'm trying to put that together, you guys, to where every Monday I can bring you the energy of the week and we can do a healing exercise. This will include many things for the week ahead. Okay, so I'm just trying to put that together. It is in the works. All right. Okay, the challenge is 3 of Wands. Okay, you must act now. That's what they're saying. That is the challenge, is you must act now. You must take a risk, even if it seems like there's a cliff you're about to jump off on, right? Like, how am I going to trust that this wand is going to guide me? You must take the risk. You must take the risk of self-development that is divinely guided. And that is where the star will rise. That is where the splendidness is. That is where the joy is. And that is the only positivity and flow. Okay. So you must choose to take that risk now. So there's like, I must act now. There's a risk I must take, and I must act now. And this is a risk. This is something that you wouldn't normally allow yourself to do. This is a challenge of the ego mind. Okay. But that is where the star is. That is where the abundance in flow is. Okay. That's where the healing comes through. That's where the maximum abundance is. And there's something there miraculous for you. All right. That is the challenge this week, is allowing yourself to take that risk, and you must take it now. Okay. And then a star will be there for you on the other side. Okay. That is a beautiful energy for this week. And whatever Malichai said, a choice has been made. Okay. A choice has already been made. So it's important to be mindful of that, whatever that means, right? I said it was a final decision. So you either go or you stay, but you must follow that light. All right. Now I'm going to show you guys this, because this guy came to me last night. I've never really watched any of his videos before. Spirit said, watch this one. So I did. And boy, is he spot on for everything I said. So if you actually watch the videos I do, I've talked about the Hopi. If you listen to the Hopi prophecy and you follow the work that I did, it's all aligned. Okay. This is the end of days. That's not a joke. It's the end of ways. It's the end of days for some and the end of ways for all, meaning you can't go against God anymore. Okay. And this is just a very important video I want to show you guys. So I'm going to share this. It's not too long. It's only 20 minutes. Okay. I don't know this person. I didn't get permission. Hopefully they let me show it. I will do a bit of like a reaction video. Right. Fair use, right to fair use, I should say. So keep that in mind. I think you're seeing the correct screen here. Let me double check. I'm going to stop the share and do it again, just so I can make sure, because I was talking. So I'm going to screen share again. This is my beautiful face. Ready? Okay, let's go. The calm before the storm. Okay. This gentleman he's got quite a bit of subscribers and followers, so I don't really think he needs my recommendation, but I do recommend him because what he says is spot on to what I said. So I told you guys there are a few people who see what I do. Okay. There are a few people on this planet who do see what I do. God sends out the messages. Oh, by the way, I saw this too. It's over now. Red River. I told you. The Euphrates have been drying up. It's all biblical, the work that I did. And I cleared and turned the Nile blood red on June 24th of this year. And so I saw that too. And I was like, oh, shnikes, Batman. It's starting to be felt in the energy. Okay. De La Roca did a video yesterday, which obviously I'm not seeing right now, where he said time warp, right? Time loop. And I said when I did Mount Shasta that I put us in a reverse time loop for 3 days because it's undoing what was done by Archangel Samael when he fell from God. Okay. This isn't a joke. All right. And then I saw this video and Spirit said, share it. Okay. So I'm going to share it. If I can find it again, where did it go? Oh my gosh, where did it go? Okay. What the heck? Is it in my watch later? Maybe I put it there. Hang on. Watch later. I just had the video. It's right here, the calm before the storm. Okay. So again, this guy has got like 2.4 million subscribers. I have not talked to him about using his video. But it is what it is. His name is Infinite Waters, Diving Deep. I have seen him before. Obviously, I'm not subscribed because this was the first video of his I've ever watched. Now, if you watch my videos, it goes with everything I've said that I've done. Okay, this isn't a joke. It really isn't. It's not something we want to mock at. We must choose love every time, and I choose love every time. And you guys, it's not something that's always easy to do, okay, because we've been so conditioned not to. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, Infinite Waters, deep diving. He is very much so connected. Let's
Love
go.
and harmony to all of you wonderful deep divers. Another beautiful day. I woke up like this, all magical and fly. How you feeling today, deep divers?
I'm like, I need some tips from this guy because number one, he's handsome. He presents himself like, you know, like quite well. And I remember when I first saw just like a glimpse of him a couple years ago, his background has changed. So he's upped his game, right? Like he has quite a bit of subscribers. But I will tell you that what he says is spot on in this video. Okay. Kali Yuga time, he calls it, and nobody sees it coming. This is not a joke.
Look, it's not a conspiracy theory that we're living in the final end times, the last days, the age of revelations. The reason why is because a lot of people know so much is happening in the world. It seems like something is ending, and that's because it is. We're actually in the apocalypse, which actually emanates from the Greek apocalypsis, which means a lifting of the veil. So
I talked about that. I also talked about the Matrix when I did Mount Shasta part 2, how I undid more connections of the Matrix. And he talks about that in here too, you guys. He's spot on for everything I've done. It's all played out on my channel. It literally has. It's been a part of my awakening. And it's not a joke. Okay. I've said many, many times what I brought about is you have to choose light or dark. Heaven or hell that's the best way people understand it, but that is such a false depiction. So he explains it so well.
Global major event. We're in the last days of the Matrix. We got a whole lot to talk about. The Kali Yuga. Deep divers. Hit that like button right now if you support the real.
Again, I have never seen this guy before. I've never watched any of his videos. I've seen him pop up through YouTube, but it's never something I've clicked on, right? So I noticed his background's different. I did notice that. And then I noticed now he has like 2.4 million subscribers. So he's very good at what he does. Be so much better if I wasn't the one bringing it about, because people shut down immediately when they hear that rather than just being one that talks about it. But I told you there's certain people who see the message, and let's listen.
About to go in. Oh, I'm about to go in, deep divers. Hit the like button right now if you support the real. We got a whole.
I need to take some of his stuff.
Infinite Waters diving deep once again. Beautiful deep.
I'm gonna learn from him. I'm gonna start doing things very theatrically. I wish I had somebody to help me edit these things because it'd be a lot better.
Yeah. How you feeling today? Let's breathe. That was special. Let's go, deep divers. Woo!
What a shallow breath,
Breathing
though.
in that good ass prana, baby. What are we doing every single day?
Breathe deeper, breathe deep.
Peace,
Oops,
love, and
sorry.
harmony to something is on its way, Ralph. Oh, it definitely is. Even the cat down the road knows that.
Right.
Literally, someone sent me information
Sorry.
that in this very moment, you can trust that everything is going to be okay. And
Let's go back. I didn't mean to fast forward that bad.
once again, beautiful deep divers, we're here. How you feeling today? Let's breathe.
Deeper
That
breath
was special.
into your
Let's
belly.
go, deep divers. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. What are we doing every single day? Raising the frequency, raising the vibration. Take that, take that, take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you. And I'm FaceTiming you right now, deep divers. If you are watching this video, this is your confirmation that in this very moment, you can trust that everything is going to be okay and everything is going to be all right. You know why? Because the universe is making a way for you. If you're ready, just say thank you. So literally,
that's what I mean. If you want it, say I want it and do the work. But again, a lot of people don't get into specifics on the gates and how to get through. And that's why I feel like it's relevant. So I talk a lot about on my channel about the gates I opened up through activating all the pyramids, the portal of time, clearing Mount Shasta, putting Fiji back where it should be. And you have to heal your shadow, but he does mention the vibration. If you are in high vibration, it's because you've healed. Okay. So healing must occur. Just purge it, purge what those shadow pieces are and choose love every time. So let's listen.
Someone sent me a great message. They're like, Ralph, please talk about the Kali Yuga cycle and how something is on its way, Ralph. Oh, it definitely is. Even the cat down the road knows that, deep divers, right? Because we are in the apocalypse, the lifting of the veil. We're actually in the last cycle.
Mm-hmm.
In many ancient texts, they talk about this cycle. They talk about this time, the next major event. We are in the final days of the Matrix. Are you ready to dive deep? I want to remind you, this is not a time to feel sad. This is a great time. You know why?
That's just it. Everybody's like, oh, they're pushing fear. That's scary. Nothing is scary about this because you are in charge of your reality. Although a final decision has been made, meaning if people haven't been doing the work this whole time and they keep choosing the shadow, there is nothing we can do because it's free will. Okay. And that's that song, live and let live, live and let die, right? People make their choices. But if you are choosing love and joy, it's about abundance. This is about God. It's rising up to God.
Because for something new to begin, something old has to end. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello?
Hello. I would say amen.
So
I say amen.
The next global major event. Let's talk about the Kali Yuga cycle for a second.
I like how we talked about this.
In the ancient.
So here's the thing about me is I don't read the Bible. I know it's mostly false and there's words in there I don't want to pick up because I don't pick up what they're putting down. I only go by what spirit nudges me to see and what the truths are. And so I love the way that he puts this out there. I've really never heard of the Kali Yuga time. I've only know what I brought about and what God shows me. And I know what I've undone and who I was in my lifetimes. I cleared Adam and Eve, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and Sekhmet and Horus lifetimes. And that was me calling my power back. So this is a really cool perspective. I like this a lot.
Hindu texts, in the Sanskrit, they talk about the Kali Yuga cycle. And this is the present day cycle we're actually in. And it is a time of darkness, in other words, ignorance on the planet. It is a time of hypocrisy. It is a time when human beings fall from grace. And it is a time of conflict and sin, rampant materialistic endeavors by people all around the world, and people lose connection with who they really are. Well, kind of sounds like, yes, deep divers, the world we're in right
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. If people can't see that Mount Shasta was false, they aren't in connection with who they really are. They're an ego. She doesn't know what she's talking about. I love what I did, or something, right? It's all about ego and the shadow. So pay attention to that. I love this. Actually, this video made me feel so validated last night. It really did. So I thank this video. I thank creator for showing me this video. And I only hope that they're okay with me showing this video, because this guy does know what he's talking about. I mean, and clearly he's good at making that money, right? As I'm telling you, it's not like that's all necessarily darkness. I don't know this guy per se. I haven't felt into his heart space, but I can tell you the message is very good
Now,
on this video.
and this is very key, because this is all about the signs of the times, okay? So what are the characteristics of the Kali Yuga? So yes. What is number one?
I love this. I love this. Okay, this shows you why the return of God has happened, why the end of days is here, and why everybody was either going to die or they can ascend, right? Because it was either, they had actually said, if I didn't come and do what I did, the world was ending either way, because everybody lost their way from God. Not everybody, but a good chunk of reality did.
The prevalence of materialism and empirical thinking.
Yep.
Okay. So we can always see right now, deep divers, a lot of people are so materialistic and they have forgotten about the spiritual way. Okay.
This is what I talk about a lot on a lot of my videos, you guys, is that people have lost the spiritual way. I've said that the other day in my video, is if it's money that you're focused on, if money is what stopped you on your path, that's dangerous. There is a good side to money and a negative side to money. Okay. God says, what's your heart center? Money is a byproduct. Abundance is a byproduct of your joy. And we were taught the other way. You guys were so living the other way. Okay. Trust me.
All describing the Kali Yuga cycle. Another characteristic of the Kali Yuga cycle: famine, disease, overpopulation, and seasons that have gone awry. So I'm surprised. I'm glad he said that. Seasons that have gone awry. The other, like last week, we did another healing balance for the weather patterning. Okay. God called it for just a select couple of us. And so what I did in that one is I anchored it in through the galaxy, because I told you I've taken us into 7D, and they said we are extending the seasons. Seasons have gone awry. It was messed with. It no longer is. Everything now is divinely guided. I've said that repeatedly on my channel, and he actually tunes into that. All right. This is what I'm talking about. Is everything I've said, he actually is tuned into it. Awry, right? Number 3, extreme animosity among people. Number 4, rulers will cease promoting spirituality and will be a danger to their own people, right? Number 5, men and women will live together based on superficial attraction and wander from one partner to the next. That's happening. Oh yeah. And that's why, you know, I'm basically celibate. I don't have my twin flame. There's nobody else I can be with or want to be with. But people are so not like that. Just go find somebody, go get laid, go do this, go do that. We have lost the basis of love. Number 6, law and justice will favor the powerful. So these are all the things that happen during a Kali Yuga cycle. Law and justice will favor the powerful. Okay. That is actually something that just played out on my Shining Light channel, is that this person spoke from her heart. Okay, I channeled her heart, which was exactly what she told police happened. But everybody is saying it's a fraud. Everybody's calling her names. Everybody's putting her down. And I specifically said to tread lightly in that one. Okay. Where favor, you know, justice favors the powerful. Justice favors the money. Justice favors darkness, rather than that of actual justice, which justice in God's eyes is totally different than what you guys have been playing out. It's karma. You reap what you sow. It actually lasts like 5,000 years. And some people say we've got a long time before it ends. Some people are actually saying, according to the time dates, it's actually coming to an end in the next 2 years. That is correct. The end is now.
Okay, it's already playing out in your energetic environment. I've already said the time is near. We don't have time left because I have done this for the last 3 years. I brought about the ascension. I've already closed off the portals. I've already opened up the gates of heaven. So now it's just the final components of people healing into those gates. That's it. Okay. I would say 2 years is, again, we can't solidify in that because it's already playing out. So spiritual time is different than our time. Our time has been false. Okay. So it's already happening. I have said there's a wave of extinction coming through into 2024, where I will be activating the new aspects of the mind that have been dormant for some time into 2024. So I would say 2 years could be a stretch. Okay.
But we're actually in the fourth cycle. This is the most destructive cycle, the Kali Yuga, where once again, it's an age of ignorance, deceit, deception. And after that comes the Krita Yuga, which is a cycle, the golden age, right?
Yeah. Age of the one.
Why did I call this video the next major global event? We are in the final days of the Matrix.
Yes, and either you get out of it or you don't.
Deep dive, as I told you, we live in a world so fake. The truth actually scares people. There is no such thing as an accident or a coincidence in the universe. Everything is happening in divine order.
Told you. So I had somebody tell me, no, you don't get it. The weather is their warfare. You don't get that had already done that. I cut them off for the abilities of that. Everything now is what I've done. It's divine order. If you watch my videos, the pyramid activations, Ecuador, Mount Kilimanjaro, Congo, Botswana, Kenya, Indonesia, all of these things, when I do these things, I'm moving the equator line, I'm moving poles, I'm activating new poles, I'm cutting off their ability to see you, to hear you, to manipulate you. I undid programming in the matrix for AI in the last one for Mount Shasta. You guys, things right now are divinely guided. Okay. The weather patternings that you're seeing are divinely guided because I have to go in every month and rebalance those. Okay. I am currently teaching individuals how to do that for me because that's not my job. It was never meant to be. All right. They cannot hurt you like that anymore unless you play into their fear and you choose that. Okay. That's not a joke.
Slow motion this side. I said there is no such thing as an accident or a coincidence. Everything is happening for a reason.
And I've said that with volcanoes. I've said that with the earthquakes that are occurring right now, because I have said they were going to occur when I was doing the work. When I did Mount Shasta on Saturday, part 2, I saw all of California crack down the fault line at least twice. I cracked it down the mountain, and then I completely cracked California, and it sunk like feet from the earth's surface. And then the water started moving. So when I did Kilimanjaro, I blew it up 3 times. I caused it to erupt 3 times. Also, when we shifted the weather last week, I said the volcanoes patterns were going to shift for releasing. Okay, so pay attention.
It's part of the universal plan. And when you remind yourself that there are floods everywhere.
They're not telling you.
It's not being reported on the news.
Yep.
There are massive floods in India, in Pakistan, in South Korea, even in the Penn State, Pennsylvania, right? And this is unprecedented. It's all happening for a reason because
they are unprecedented and people are passing, but we have to consider that we don't know those people's lives pass, okay? It's all divinely guided. So if you feel nudges to move, don't hesitate. There's a reason.
We are in the final days of the Matrix. We're in the age of revelations.
Make sure though that those nudges come from your heart and not from an external source. Okay. Sorry, you guys heard I'm also uploading my music hurts healing that I did from Mount Shasta. So that's also coming on my music channel right after this. So you just heard that upload. So sorry for that beep. Here we go.
Apocalypse. where you will see floods, famine, disease, pandemics,
Yep.
right? And Tedros, who is the chief at WHO, World Health Organization, said that the next pandemic is on its way.
Okay, so I will warn you about that. The WHO is actually owned by Bill Gates, and when I undid Mount Kilimanjaro and all that, I demolished the White House. That's a workshop I did. You can watch it on my channel. It was one of the latest pyramid activations that we did. And I said that he will have to play out his karma, and part of his karma is watching people suffer. So if you think these latest viruses and these and all these things were not man-made, it's time to have that awakening cycle. Okay.
Bill Gates said the next pandemic is on its way.
Oh,
and
wait.
It's going to be far, far.
He just said that. Let's say that again. Let's hear that.
Bill Gates said the next pandemic is on its way, and it's going to be far, 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 far worse.
So he just told you what I said. So he said the WHO first, and then he said Bill Gates. Let's do that again, because I'm like, I like this guy.
Tedros, who is the chief at WHO, World Health Organization, said that the next pandemic is on its way. Bill Gates said the next pandemic is on its way, and it's going to be far, 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 far worse than COVID-19.
So again, if you're listening to somebody who can't see that Mount Shasta is dead to the earth, who can't see these things, you're not possibly listening to somebody who's of the light. And maybe you're not getting the DNA active, because I've seen people claim they're doing DNA activations and they are not.
This is not a time to be afraid. This is a time to be aware.
So I'm going to say this again. I like how he's saying it's not time to be afraid. It's time to be aware. Knowledge is power. Ignorance is not bliss. Okay. I heard somebody else say that, and that's very true. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. The people, if you're not getting your DNA activations and you haven't gone through the portals and you haven't been ascending, do not do healings, because you're not healing from light. It has been cut off. So either you're in the light or you're not. You have to have the DNA activations. Only those that are doing healings in that are of God. I can repeat that 1,000 times over, which is why I've said 1,000 times over, you must be upgrading your modalities. You must be, because that's why I do the academy I do. The people don't just learn, they heal. You have to have the DNA activations to be in this frequency, or you are not in the light, period. So if you are doing healings from the way you used to do them 2 years ago, you are not healing in God's light. You can keep choosing to do so, but you're definitely not anchoring into the light. So be careful who you're getting healings from.
This is not a time to be afraid.
Let me reiterate, there are people who are doing it right. You just have to make sure you know what you're doing and who you're getting it from.
This is a time to be aware. This is a time to prepare yourself for the times we're in. We are in the times.
Also, when I did the video on the Nile, which is on my channel, they said that I hold the eye of Ra, and if you don't do things within the light, I have to cut you off. This is why it's a big deal for me. I can feel it when people try to do that. When they try to manipulate God's light, I can feel it intensely, and it doesn't feel good. It has to be cut off. So you have to be very careful.
Of ignorance, and it's coming to an end, but we're still in that cycle where humanity still needs to wake up from the deep sleep, the illusion, the Maya. This is the reason why you see people taking selfies and selfies and selfies. You've mastered the selfie, now master thyself. Slow motion, but it ties into the Kali Yuga, because you see, they talk about this fourth cycle as being a cycle where human beings become self-absorbed, narcissistic. They forget about empathy and they have apathy. They also vibrate in fear, guilt, grief, and shame, and they don't want to know who they really are. Well, this is actually coming to an end. And this is the reason why so many things are happening all at once. One of the things I've seen deep divers all around the world is this great awakening that is coming. And this is a sign that we're actually about to end the age of ignorance.
Yes.
We're actually about to end the age of ignorance because people want more. They want to know more. They want to know the truth. They want to find out who they really are. They know they've been lied to.
Yes.
I did a video.
So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I said when I did Mount Shasta. What happened to Mount Shasta? What happened to the earth? What happened to Adam and Eve, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, Sekhmet and Horus? The fallen angel came down, manipulated the shit out of humankind, and got so many people to go against God. They killed God. Okay. Me coming back, I had to clear Adam and Eve, Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and Sekhmet and Horus. Those are my lifetimes where I called back my power. I put the DNA activations into the earth. I activated my own DNA and those that came along with me. This is not, it's what happened. And they pushed technology, they pushed power, they pushed money, they pushed all these things where we're not of God. Then they would show Jesus on a cross, and he did not die for your sins. He did not die on a cross. They murdered him. John the Apostle poisoned him because he was worshiping the fallen angel instead of God. That's why I really like this guy. He talks about God a lot on his other videos, which I haven't watched any other video. This is the only video of his I've watched, but he talks a lot about God. And that's where our focus went awry. I see people who focus on angels more than God. That's a detriment. Angels are beautiful things. They're very important. And not all of them have become a fallen angel. Very few, only 3. So is angels a bad thing? No, they do miraculous things, but our focus became distorted, and it really triggers you into ego and to doing things that is not of God. Okay. People want to know truths. People know they've been lied to. They can feel it in their soul. At least those that are connected.
Video about the Hopi prophecy.
Okay. So also when I just did the latest Mount Shasta, I was with a Hopi Indian, the masculine and feminine side, and I also returned the native tongue. It was pretty cool to actually witness. They put a blue line down my tongue, and I started talking in what sounded like native tongue. And that is what the Hopi would talk about. The tribe masters, or whatever they call them, would talk about those times. And they would also talk about the dirty energy, the dark energy that was filled in Mount Shasta. You guys, this is very real. Okay. I mentioned the Hopi prophecy in almost every pyramid activation I've done as well.
When the earth is ravaged and the animals are dying, and the cat down the road has gone missing.
11:11.
A new group of people shall come onto the earth from many colors, creeds, different backgrounds, and whom by their actions and deeds shall make the earth green again. When I told you, the Hopi elders said,
that is the return of Christ.
Humanity is in the last days of this modern civilization because they have disrespected the laws of Gaia, the laws of Mother Nature.
The earth belongs to me. As crazy as that sounds, you guys don't have to believe me, but if you watch my videos, you'll see what I'm talking about, because that is what I changed. Okay. And it hurts. It hurts what people have done. It hurts what the fallen angels did. And it hurt me to undo it. I lost about 10 years of my life, physically, energetically. But of course, I have beautiful angels and God's healing me along the way. But this is not a joke. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you don't do these things right, you're not doing them in the light.
And this is the reason why all hell has broken loose, because they have forgotten the ways of the Most High. You see, the Krita Yuga, which is the golden age, is the age of righteousness, righteous actions, but the age we're in right now.
So one of the videos I recently did, I said, only the righteous will go through. Only the righteous will go through. And so many people aren't hearing that. And his title was like, nobody sees it. It's all around the corner and nobody sees it. Nobody's paying attention to what they need to pay attention to, because they're doing that on purpose to you.
The Kali Yuga is the age of hypocrisy, deceit, the age of darkness, ignorance, discord, disharmony. And we can look around and realize there are so many distractions. Everything is designed to take you away from who you really are. This is the reason why I'm making this video, because I want you to vibrate in love. Deep divers, I want all of you to vibrate in love, because in these days and times, you have to be on the lookout. You got to be on the lookout, because at any time, shit is going to hit the fan. Like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? Yes, it's just going to happen just like COVID came.
Well, now keep in mind that was man-made and pushed through fear. But what's happening now is all divinely guided, and nothing more and nothing less.
To the blue, and it's on its way. And this is the reason why the chosen ones already know what's up. They're already meditating somewhere under a tree, getting right with themselves, because you're going to start to see more things happen. Internet blackouts.
Did you hear what he said? Getting right with yourself. That's what it's all about. And I just got chills all the way up my side. It's about choosing love, self-love, unconditional love, getting right with yourself. Where did you leave God? And how do you get back? That's what I mean by saying eliminate the shadow. It's where you eliminated the light.
All kind of things will be happening, strange things. And this is the reason why you want to be raising your frequency so high, it's not going to affect you. Now, the good news, deep divers, is that there is an 11:11 awakening happening all around the world, right? A lot of people are seeing these repeating numbers. And if you are seeing 11:11,
that's what I just said, is I brought about a mass awakening. That's what the final component of Mount Shasta did. That's why I said my DM was needed, because we needed both eyes to come together. I needed to fix the moon and the sun completely. And that is what I did. And now everybody has no choice but to see clearly, because you can only make a final decision out of free will. And that's what they said about my DM, and why I was like, oh God, I don't want to lose him. But he had to make the decision out of free will. And I don't know what they're saying a final decision has been made, if that's his or everybody's. I don't know.
That's a great sign. If you are seeing 11:11, it means a new beginning is unfolding for you. It means you're starting to see the glitches in the matrix. That this whole universe is a simulation consisting of zeros and ones. The great theoretical physicist, Professor James Gates, said when he observed the universe, it appeared like a web browser. Many people are now...
So so the matrix is what was false. The world is not false. So I do want to kind of clear that up. The matrix, like he said, is what is dying. That is what was false, and that was programming. When I did Mount Shasta Part 2, I talked about it. I just did that Saturday. I undid the final components of that programming, which had to do with your cell phones. It had to do with AI. Okay, and I can see it as numbers. The V, all of that is put in the matrix wall through numbers. The flu, all of those kinds of things were. And so as I've undone them, they have to purge throughout society. If you are raising your vibration, these things don't affect you. How do you raise your vibration? You cannot manifest your way there. That's bullshit. You manifest what you are. Okay, as a master manifester, I'm a master everything. I know what I'm talking about. Okay, you have to heal. You have to eliminate all of the components that are within you that are not of God. That's it. It's not judgment day, it's karma day.
Waking up that, hey, this whole thing could be a massive simulation. The question is, who's controlling it? Well, it goes far back deeper to remind yourself that the story you've been told is his story. His story, it's not yours. So everything...
I love how he said that, because that's what I talk about. The story you've been told is not of God. It's some man made it up, usually kings. That's why you have all these different king versions of the Bible. They would change the story to manipulate for power. I love this.
No, is not the whole truth and nothing but the truth. No.
So help
it's
you
so
God.
Far from the truth.
Yes.
And this is when the great awakening happens, when you start to wake up to who you really are. Say, oh my gosh, things aren't what they seem. Reality is not what it seems. No, you have been blinded in the matrix. The wool has been pulled over your eyes to hide you from the truth. What truth? That you are so much more than you have been told. Deep divers.
Can I get an amen? Although, what did he say? I don't remember. He didn't say amen. Can I get a hello? I like this. It makes me laugh.
11:11 awakening. The next global major event is around the corner. Now, there's been so many UFO sightings, right? A lot of people are now realizing.
So that's another thing, you guys. When I did Mount Shasta, as I was doing the work, there were spaceships all over. And I said in the workshop, the people that went with me can vouch for this, that you will see actual aliens walking amongst you. They are going to make contact. Okay.
But actually, what we call UFOs have always been here.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been here, from ancient Kemet or Egypt to the Sumerians and modern day Iraq.
I'm part alien.
To Elams.
God is not
modern day Iran.
like you.
People have always seen that there are other entities on this planet. Now, NASA are coming out saying we're finding other Earths everywhere. Kepler 186f, Kepler 452b.
Now that's interesting too, because I took us into Pleiades galaxy through a black hole. And at that time, they actually said that a black hole spit out stars. They're seeing things they've never seen before. If you pay attention to the work I do, it's being validated. And this guy is literally touching on everything that I've told you over these last freaking while.
The Pentagon has confirmed UFOs. Oh my gosh, but we've already known that. And what you're going to start to see is that we're going to make contact. Full disclosure, right? We're going to make contact.
We will live each other with. So another part of what I did is I have a workshop that did this one too, which if you haven't got that one, you should, because it's DNA activations that brings all of the elemental energies together. We should coexist. That's what happened in Atlantis. We coexisted. Okay. You think dinosaurs walked amongst the earth without people? No, we were just much larger in time. They lied to you. We all coexisted, and we will again.
And one of these alien beings, which are really star beings, are going to actually reveal themselves to humanity. This is on the way.
Oh, shit.
And you have to be aware.
I wonder who that is. Oh, I just got chills. What does that mean? Who that is? Who that is?
Of what's coming. You have to be prepared for what's coming, because this is when things start. They're going to start to get you.
Is that me? Like who that is? I just got chills too. Who is going to reveal themselves to humanity?
You see, look, the cat down the road already got his popcorn, deep dive. The cat down the road has already got his popcorn. But this is going to change everything that you know about Earth.
I like this guy.
Everything that you know about Earth is about to be
Makes
shattered.
Me laugh.
And it's really you're going to be living in a whole new world.
When it's revealed, new world.
The true history about where we came from. Why do you think Ridley Scott was making Prometheus? Alien Covenant. He's trying to show you that actually human origins, nobody knows where human beings came from. They'll tell you Ethiopia, Lucy, right? You've never questioned that. Could it be that the Anunnaki created human beings to mine for gold, to take back to Nibiru? Oh, deep divers were diving deep, but it's only for you to wake up to realize we're in the final days of the Matrix, and the next major global event is happening, because you see, we're in the time right now where the inorganic ones know their time is up, but they're going to do everything in their power to take as many souls with them.
This is what I talk about. They do everything in their power to take as many souls with them, and my DM included. I hope not the new one. But this is what they do, you guys, and it's not always easy to battle that. I really hope not the new one. I don't know. But if you don't choose love, if you don't choose the light, and if you don't do the healings and actually respect God, you have to go.
Down to Hades. It's a battle for the hearts and minds of the people.
See?
And you must choose love over fear, choose freedom over slavery. But you have to remind yourself the time we're in a very... Choose
freedom over slavery. That means maybe I can't work that 9 to 5 anymore because God says not to. And I should have listened. Right? I've been forced out of mine, and it's not easy because that's the world around you that is crumbling. You have to be in a heart-centered action. How do you do that? You have to heal to see it.
Rough period of the planet. We're in the Kali Yuga. And therefore, not everyone's going to make it. Not everyone's going to survive. And you must keep your frequency high. This is the hope for humanity. To remind yourself, you are a star being having a human experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are a multidimensional being having a human experience, and you can do anything. This is the birth of the golden age, when millions of people wake up to their true power, when millions of people stop being afraid and they choose love. Deep divers, only love can set us free.
Can I get an amen?
Remind yourself, yes, the next major global event is on its way. You better prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for what's coming, because it's coming. But once again, if you keep your frequency so high, it's not going to affect you.
That's why I said with the ones who did the workshops with me and all the way through and choose light instead of their shadow, they're put in a bubble outside the collective whole. These things won't affect them because they've already chosen that. They've already done the work. They've already entered into the gates of the one. But if you're knee deep in your shadow and you're still battling that, it's going to affect you. Okay. You have to prepare. It's what I've been saying, and people will listen and still just like, you have to choose light. You have to choose love. You have to. Okay. That guy was perfect. All right. I will tag his video in there. I'll tag his page, his channel. He's already got tons of millions of subscribers. Right. So hopefully they let me use it right to fair use. But you know what, honestly, he's speaking exactly what I've been saying. And I've said before that certain people get the downloads of what I've done. Certain people are aware of what I've done. If you're following somebody who does not see these things, who doesn't see Mount Shasta as dark, if they're reading the Akashic records and they can't see that these things have occurred, they're not DNA activated. They are not doing the healings themselves, and they are not healing in the light of God. And they are being cut off more and more every day that they go by. So you must be careful. It's very real. And like he said, it's not about fear. Just like I say all the time, people are like, well, it makes me afraid. Fear is not of God. That's your ego. That's your shadow. You are powerful. You are a creator. So what is it do you want to create? Okay. The final decision has already been made. I don't know what that means. Let's see how it plays out. So much love to all of you. Be empowered, not afraid. Till next time. I am ending my video now.